Well, hi, everybody, and we'd like to welcome you once again to the very first CueSports International 10-Ball Invitational Championship. This is live from the Predator Arena here at the Rio Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. This exclusive competition features 16 of the world's greatest players competing in a round-robin format. Our players have been divided into 4 groups of 4, and each group consists of a player from North America, from Asia, from Europe, and from the Philippines. And the top finisher in each group will then proceed to a single elimination finals bracket on Sunday. Before I introduce our 2 players, I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize our sponsors that have helped make this event possible, starting, of course, with CueSports International, our host hotel here, the Rio, Predator Cues, the official cue of the CSI 10-Ball Invitational, Cyclop Pool Balls, Diamond Billiard Products, Simonis, Billiards Digest, the Magic Ball Rack, and the Tweet and Fiber Company and Master Chalk. Thank you all very much, and thank all of you out there for being with us live on the internet and live here at ringside. Okay, this will be the first of our 5 matches for the day. Let's get underway and introduce our players to you. Our first player from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Among this gentleman's long list of accomplishments include 5 Diamond 10-Ball Championships, a U.S. Open 10-Ball Championship, 2 Derby City All-Around World Championships, and he is the 3-time and twice defending U.S. Open 9-Ball Champion. He's sponsored by Q-Tech. It's the South Dakota Kid. Please welcome Shane Van Boening. Thank you, everybody. And his opponent from Jacksonville, Florida. This gentleman's a former BCA Open 9-Ball champion. He's a 2-time World 9-Ball champion. He is the reigning and 3-time World Straight Pool champion, and he's the #1 ranked player in the world. Sponsored by Lucasi, Q-Pod, Simonis, and Kamui. Let's hear it for the hitman. It's Torsten Hohmann. Okay, gentlemen, we're going to back for the break. This is a race to 9. It's alternate break. Race to 9, alternate break. Good luck.
Good morning, Ken.
Morning, Bobby.
Well, is our mics on? You just check out Thorsten's lag. He froze it on the rail. pretty nice speed control.
It's tough to beat.
Yeah, he lagged the ball and like froze it on the rail. Changed like a ½ an inch off. This is going to be a great match.
You know, we're going to be able to say that about every match that we have here this week on both tables in both divisions. And
oh yeah,
we've got the creme de la creme here, Bobby.
The top 16 players in the world. Yep.
Pretty much, and as a matter of fact, and I'll give a little more detail on this as we go, but we have 7, I think, of the top 10 in the BCA points ranking participating in this. Yeah, I'll get into a little more specifics on that as we go. And here we go, Torsten Hohmann, breaking rack #1, race to 9, and we'll cover the 10-ball rules again for you here as we get underway in this first rack, or at least between the first and second. Well, they didn't open up very well. It didn't sound very solid.
It kind of thudded, didn't it?
Yeah, it sort of did.
I think he slugged himself. Yeah, it's kind of weird, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, the 2 can be made. It looks like he has to run into the back of the 5 or at the 5 to stop the cue ball here. But he wants to give it a good enough speed so the 5 gets away. Right, that's what you want to do.
Okay, do you have a prediction here?
No.
Now you got to have an idea.
Well, you know, I don't know how much last night is going to bother Shane. He's got a good ability to have a short memory, and you know, this is a brand new event. This is not just one match. He's got to play 3 guys over 2 days to get there. I think you'd still make Shane a you know, a 51-49 favorite because of his break. I think everything else is equal.
Yeah, I don't think that match last night will have any bearing on how he plays today.
Yeah, I think it's.
Good to see
I think they're equally mentally tough and resilient. As you guys may have noticed already, we do have our referee racking the balls for both tables. Last night we did the rack your own. It was the challenge match, and we had a limited amount of time. But what we're doing now is referee is going to rack. The players can look at the rack, but if the referee says this is the rack you have to play, then you have to play it. And of course the magic rack is in use. Must rack the 2 and 3 in the corners, 10 in the middle, everything else would be random. And first player to 9 racks will have a victory within his group.
Well, he hit that. Well, he's trying to hit it, cut it a little bit more with a cue ball to get away from that rail. See what he did? He hit it to point.
Right.
He'll still make this, but he left himself a little tougher than what he was.
We'll be able to keep you guys posted too on the other match because we have a clear view of the scoreboard.
Look at this.
Yeah. I'm not surprised about that. That's if there's a tough shot for him, it's that shot sometimes. And
That's a tough shot.
And it is a tough shot, but you know what I think makes it a little more challenging even for the greatest player in the country? It's the long bridge, the long stroke. I think if he took 2 or 3 inches out of his, bridge length between his hand and the cue ball, instead of pulling it back so far and coming through it, because coming through it long and slow,
yes,
if you mishit it a millimeter, you're going to miss the ball unless you elevate just a little bit.
I agree 100%.
There's a lot of shots where, as you know, Cotton, you're going to want to shorten up your bridge. Let's say you're going to use a little short little draw stroke. You might use a closed bridge and a 3-inch,
I
type
think a
bridge.
short bridge is more accurate anyway myself, but that's just me.
Well, I think it has to fit your physical size too. But you look at Shane. He's like 6'1" with the long bridge, and then you look at Alex, who's like 5'1", and he's got the same length bridge.
Yeah, that's true.
But those guys are from a different planet.
You look at Hopkins; he doesn't have a bridge.
Yeah. Now all 4 players playing right now are part of Group A. There are 4 groups: A, B, C, and D, and it's Warren and Piney Co. and Torsten and Shane. That comprises Group A, so they will all play each other. They'll play a total of 3 matches within their group over today, tomorrow.
So only Group A is playing today.
Oh no. Everybody's going to play some today. Some guys are going to play. You have to play 3 matches in 2 days, but because Sunday, the last 3 rounds are semifinals and finals. Somebody will play once today, maybe twice tomorrow, and not play Sunday in their round robin unless they achieve the final 4.
Gotcha.
And I do know who's playing the rest of the day here on the stream table, so we'll be able to pass that along to you. I'll tell you right now, coming up next on the stream table, it's going to be Jungling Chang and Dennis Orcuyo. And that's the 1 o'clock.
How does that Chang
TV
play?
match.
Of course,
He's a former world 9-ball champion. What does that tell you? All you need to know.
And where's he from now? Taiwan.
I believe.
Yeah, it must be Taiwan.
I believe so. He is from Taiwan. Excuse me, he is a world 8-ball champion from 2012. But he's got plenty of credentials.
What in the next event will be the 8-ball, correct?
Right, that'll start
Wednesday.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week.
Okay, cool.
So we have 3 days of 10-ball invitational. Then we'll have 1 day with the OB Challenge match, the Scotch Doubles match. That's set for Monday.
Everybody's got to watch that. That's gonna be
Right.
fun.
Then Tuesday we'll have the Tiger Challenge with Dennis and Junling Chang, and then Tuesday, and then Wednesday we will begin the CSI Invitational 8-ball,
Mm-hmm.
and again that'll be 3 days, and that will conclude on Friday. So Toasty with a great opportunity here to grab a 2-0 lead. This is the tough shot here.
He's got to avoid hitting that 7 ball.
Or he's got to get by the 9 first. Yeah, I'm not surprised he decided to do this. I'm not surprised he decided to just not get too risky
Why
here.
didn't he draw the ball back and hit the 7 or get back down there?
I think he was too thin where he would have done that.
He couldn't hit.
He's going behind the 6-10 with the cue ball. Nice. Now remember, folks, you can play a jump shot, but you can't use a jump cue or a break cue. If you want to jump, you have to use your playing cue.
I love that rule.
Yeah, I do too. He certainly is looking at jumping. Now he's looking at back kicking it and called it in the left side pocket. Got to be careful here it doesn't hit the point and stay in that half of the table. Well, that's not gonna help. What Torsten has to decide here, and I don't think he wants to risk trying to make both balls, I would just lag the 4 onto the 8, bring the cue ball out 1.5 feet, and then shoot between the 7 and the 5.
Right, a little bit of top right, just go straight across.
Because the 4 will hang. He just got to make sure that the 4 doesn't get under the 5.
He's got
don't want to hit the rail
thick.
first. Yeah, he doesn't want to hit the rail
8.
with the 4 ball. Watch the 4 get under the 5. He hit it too thin. He didn't hold the 4. I don't know if he can make this.
I would have stayed out in the middle of the table and just hung the 4 up. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have, but
well, again,
he might have had a little different angle than what we could see up here.
I would not think he can pocket this ball.
I can't. He might be going rail first here and just
but I don't
stop
think,
it.
You know
what I mean, like one pocket, kick the ball out.
Oh, just kick it out.
Yeah, you just lose a little low left and just kick right there. Boom.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to do. Rail first and just stop at a rock.
He's going to pop it,
Oh,
so he can hold the cue ball behind the 5, and he's called it 2 in the side.
I believe he's got him. Yep.
Yeah, that was nicely done.
Boy,
this is a tough ball to hit, isn't it?
It's a little tricky. I don't think he can get by the 6. He might have to go 2 rails.
Yeah, but he's going to have to straighten it out a little if he does that.
Yeah, that's tricky.
Can he masse and just catch the right side of the 4, or is he just going to try to jump over the 5? He's called it back where he's standing. Foul.
No, yep.
That's a foul. That was a real tough position to be in to try to hit that ball. I might have wanted to take a walk around the table and just look different from different places, but I'm not sure he had anything more than about a 2% chance to do anything to hit that ball and then get a cushion.
I'll bet you a Coke that Thorsten gets out. What? Say something.
Why don't you just reach your hand into my pocket and help yourself to some money? You want me to take bets like that?
Well, you never know. You got to ask.
You're a big risk taker, aren't you?
Yeah, well, that's what you learn when you're on the road for 30 years.
Okay. Well,
Try to get a shade the best of it.
Okay. Well, you ain't in the road anymore. You're in the booth.
Yeah.
We don't do props in the booth.
Look at this. He wanted to hit the ball a little bit harder.
But that 9 is so easy from the pocket. I mean, he can just come across and stay on this side of the side pocket. I don't think there's any need to try to get down the table any further than a kind of where he is now. Sure. I mean, he ain't going to miss this.
He's smooth as silk, isn't he?
Right. Now this one I probably would try to go up and down. Yeah, I wouldn't want to lag this.
No. He's got to go back to rail and come back up.
Nice high
Correct.
ball. No, he did lag
He's
it.
rolling it.
Well, it might have been further off the cushion than we
if
thought.
it was
so
thinner,
it was thicker.
thinner, he was
yeah,
gone.
it was thicker. And this will be for 2-0.
And Thorsten's breaking.
Okay, on the other table,
1-0.
yeah, it's Kopinyi is leading 1-0.
Oh, okay.
Warren's at the table shooting a very difficult 3-5 combination. Okay, this is call ball and pocket 10 ball. You have to indicate the ball and the pocket if the shot's not obvious. The 1 is racked in front, the 2 and 3 in the corners, the 10 in the middle. Everything else is random. Torsten's, I don't think, too thrilled with that rack, but under our rules, he saw a big gap. You know, if it's legitimate, we're gonna allow the referee to have one more look at it to see if there's a problem. What we're really trying to accomplish here, ladies and gentlemen, is just to keep play moving and continuous. Event management did consider playing rack your own, but they really felt that they wanted a neutral racker for this level of competition, and I can't argue with that philosophy. We're using the magic rack. It's usually not much of an issue to get them tight with the magic rack, but we have told the players they can take a look. If they see something legitimately wrong, they can ask the ref to take another look, but if the ref says no, that's playable, they have to break it.
Really?
Yeah. Anytime you have a referee racking, once the ref says this rack is suitable for play, you must break that rack. Ball down in the side. A nice friendly kiss off the 1, but I don't know if the 5 got him. I think it might have, and if not, it doesn't even look like the 1 goes.
I don't think he can hit the 1. Can he hit it?
I don't know. If he can get the edge of it, he's got a good safe.
He'll come down here. Maybe he can get behind the deuce down here. Yeah.
Right. Okay, and it looks like Warren did get out that rack, and he's tied that match up at 1 apiece. So the next round will feature, as I said, here on the TV table, Junling Chang and Dennis. And on the outer table, it's going to be Mike DeShane and Dynamite Darren. But we've got a...
Shane looks tired.
No, I don't think he's tired. No, I think he's just not used to being on the short end of things, and following the last hour or what happened last night, he has not had the typical Shane control and advantage that he would.
I think he's going to go 2 rails here and try to get behind the 2-6, but the 1 ball might squirt out if he don't get there. You know
well, he'd have to make sure he misses the 8.
Well, I think that's pretty.
You think he can miss the 8 and do that?
He can hit like a third of the ball, miss the 8, but the 1 ball is going toward the hole, and if he don't get behind the 2, he's going to sell out.
Unless the 1's going to kiss the 8 and run into the 5, but I think that is the shot, Bobby, is what you just described. He's got to be careful he doesn't accidentally make the 2 if the 1 hides.
He could also go 2 rails and scratch, but he might be going the other direction.
No, you called it
right.
This is
right.
He wanted it to hit the 5.
But that's right. But that's exactly what I said. See,
right.
If he don't get behind there, that's just what happens.
Right.
I didn't like that shot.
Well, he's got 1 little bit of salvation, and that's the 4 ball. But Torsten will be able to get from the 2 to the 4 up, and he'll play the 4 up where the 1 ball is.
Exactly, and the 5's hanging, so he don't have to worry about that. Just roll the 4 in. Yeah.
But he's got to get I'd like to be real close to this 2 ball. I'd like to be somewhere, almost near the spot, but not that angle.
He's going to go 2 rails and go toward the ball for sure. probably hit by that side, by that diamond by the side pocket.
Right.
Middle diamond, right there, perfect.
Well, actually, now he should be able to pop the 7 out of the way
Yeah,
and
it
stay
moves.
right there.
Yeah, center ball, just pop it out of there.
Yeah, unless it's too thin, and that'll bring the cue ball forward. If it's not, he can just draw right into the 7, move it out of the way. The cue ball shouldn't go more than 3-4 inches.
Look at this.
Oh, he just decided not to even risk it, and that's
I don't know why,
okay.
yeah.
Well, maybe he wanted to make sure he got an angle on
I
the
think
4.
he's hooked. Can he make the 4?
I think he can make it. Yeah. I think
It's close.
I think
I'm
he.
gonna tell you something. It's close.
Yeah, he can make it, Bobby. I think he played it that way because if he hit the 7 flush, he didn't want to be straight in on the 4.
Exactly. Oh, he hit that ball nice.
Yeah.
Nice medium speed. Hit it perfect. I like when you hit those shots like that. You hit at medium speed. You don't have to roll them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And on the other table, it's 1-1, and Copigny is at the table. 6 balls or so left for him.
You just got to draw past the side here, right? Go to the rail.
Yeah, twice across, and he doesn't even have to get that deep. I mean, the head string area is fine. He'll probably go a little beyond that. It's a question of does he want to hit? Is he want to risk going beyond the side onto the second cushion, or
he's going
stay
beyond,
on this side?
Beyond it, I believe.
He's got to get it fat then.
I think he's going pat. No, look.
Yeah, I thought this was
doesn't.
safer. I
Yeah.
didn't think he could hit the 7 fat enough to get past the side and risk it. And he
just
you know,
hit it
he needed a
perfect.
nice big angle on the
And
on
he hit
the
it
8.
perfect.
Sure
yeah,
did.
He hit it perfect. Yeah. He missed the side like an inch. I mean, he hit that ball. That's a tough shot.
Just to complete the discussion of the rules here, because he's going to have the balls racked now. As I said, 1, 2, 3 are racked in position, along with the 10. A legal break. You got to hit the 1 first and either make a ball or send 4 to the rails. If you don't do that, it's a foul. It's ball in hand. Don't have to call obvious shots, but you have to call banks, kicks, combinations, things of that nature. If you miss the ball you're calling in the intended pocket and it goes in somewhere else, your opponent has the choice to shoot or make you shoot again. Same would apply if you miss the ball you're shooting at and you knock something else in. Again, the opponent's option. You can only call 1 ball per shot. The 10 ball does not count if made on the break in any pocket. It just counts as a ball made. It spots up. You continue to shoot. And the 3 foul rule is in effect, as is a push out after the opening break. So Shane desperately needs to break and run here.
Yes, especially this alternate break business. You know, he's.
Yeah. And those balls didn't do much either. That kind of sounded like the one Torsten hit, kind of thuddy a little bit, you know.
It did, didn't it? Well, maybe because we're wearing these headphones.
No, we heard him last night, Bobby. I don't think the headphones is
You got
what
something
caused
stuck
that
in your
sound.
ears.
Yeah.
No, it did sound funky, didn't it?
Yeah.
I'm dying to tell a pool story, but I can't. I'm just kidding. Oh, boy.
You're having withdrawal over there.
I know. I had a guy come up to me and say, I love your stories. And they said, Ken did such a great job on
cut it out.
talking about the English, and we love Robert's pool stories. I didn't even tell one. Did I? No. I got one saved, a good one, too.
No, but you've actually got a lot of credits built up because you told so many of them in the last year and a half on our tar matches and this stuff here. If you didn't tell one for 3 more years, you'd still be current.
I'd still be good, wouldn't I?
No, the folks do love them, and we do too. We just feel you know, we want to give as much focus as we can to what's really important here, and that's these guys vying for a big title. But you know, I'm sure we'll have a few moments now and then or during a timeout where you can entertain everybody.
I don't like this push. Shane give it back to him immediately. I don't know if he's going to try to cross.
I think he's going to try to cross it and go under the 9.
Yeah, as long as he don't hit.
No, yeah.
No.
Outer table, Co leads over Kiamko 2-1. Warren's at the table.
He's going to put him behind the 6 here, right? Or the 7.
10, yeah, 7.
Yeah, right
Yep.
there. Yep.
And he got the 2 away from the 9, which helps a little bit.
This is a tough hit here.
I think he can go one rail at
He
it, right
can.
into the cushion. Yeah, he's going to have to judge. You know, it's going to tend to lengthen right out, and he's got that 7 there.
He might hit the middle diamond and kind of draw
Kind
his
of draw
ball,
stroke, yeah.
and it shortens up the angle.
It up,
Yeah.
right. You hit a little further down the rail than you think you need to, but you draw it and it shortens it back. The other thing is he could go 2 rails and try to hit the 1 from the back, but you're risking hitting the 9 doing that.
Yeah, I think that would be a little tough. He might be too close to the 7. If he wasn't that close, I like the 2 rails, but I think he's too close to the 7.
Well, his only other choice is 1 rail off of the short rail here, the short
that
foot
would be
rail.
a nightmare.
Yeah.
He's doing like we said. He's going to draw his ball,
Yeah.
try to shorten it up.
Yeah.
This would be a heck of a hit if he hits this ball. Well, he hit it perfect.
And does he get a reward for it? Unfortunately, no. Shane will be able to slice this in the side, but can he miss the 10 and get 2 rails out of this lower right corner here to get down back down about where the head string is? I think he can too. But he's got to miss the 10 enough.
And the 3.
Where he doesn't run into the 3.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's got quite a bit of room to avoid.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, he had a lot of room.
Well, he better get out here.
It's a big game
he
here.
He better get out because
Oh,
Torsten's breaking in the next rack. And you don't want to be 4-0 down and your opponent's breaking, right, you know. Can he suck it under the 9 ball here?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Because I'm surprised.
He's going to hit. If he tries, he's going to hit. He's going to run into the 9 here.
Yeah, but if he hits the inside of the 9, it's going to be okay. Yeah. It'll help him. But I think he's too steep to do that, don't you?
He got too much of an angle. He might wind up having to play the combination
he might
on
have
the 5-10.
Yeah, he might have to.
He cannot go in behind the 9.
And I don't think he can go over and back. No, he's just going to take the long shot because the 6 is right in front of the side. He's just going to let the 10 stop the cue ball. And even, I don't think that the cue ball is going to wind up on the rail. But either way, the 6 is sitting in a really nice spot. And just kiss the 10 here, full in the face.
Perfect. Good shot.
Nothing difficult now. Torsten could have got a better fade after that nice hit he made on the 1 ball, you know. But
that was a tough hit too.
Sure. And Warren Kiamko wins rack number 4 on the table number 2, and he's tied that match up at 2 apiece. So we're going to have 4 racks in the books on both tables, and pace is moving along rather nicely here. I'm going to be interested. Oh, well, that's going to be Torsten's break. I was going to say I'm going to be interested, Bobby, the next time it's Shane's break to see 2 things. 1, if he gives the rack a good close inspection, and 2, if he loads up on the power.
Yeah, that was a big game that Shane won there, boy.
I would definitely have that magic rack removed. I would not want to shoot over that with the cue ball. Okay, looks like it'll come out. How's that 2-7?
I
It
think
looks like it's pretty good.
it looks pretty close, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Looks pretty close.
And he'll be able to throw it either way he has to. So even if it's at the point, it should be all right. He's going to maybe need a little longer shot at it because you can't take a chance to power up here. I think this would just make this and come off the rail a foot or so, maybe two.
Just cinch the one.
Right.
How far do you think that you can, if the balls aren't frozen? Look at what he just did. Look at this shot. Look at this shot.
Was he playing for just the 2 in the corner here by the 10?
I don't know what he. I guess the 2-6 won't go.
It must be real far off for him to do that.
Yeah,
what were you saying?
If the balls aren't, like to say the 2-6 wasn't frozen, like say it's like maybe. How does it have to be frozen to throw the ball?
No. But
how far apart can it be?
I'm going to estimate somewhere between a 1/16 and an 1/8 of an inch, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You know, if they're a 1/4 inch apart, unless the balls are like really wet and sticky and all of that, no, you're not going to be able to do it. But they don't have to be dead frozen to do that throw shot. But they got to be pretty close. Maybe he's still slicing it in.
This ball goes, yeah.
No, it's going to hit the point. And at that speed, no. And obviously he played the 1 for the 2 in that pocket. I'm just guessing that the combination had to be far enough off that that he was afraid he couldn't control the 2 ball or something for him to play that pinpoint. Maybe he was trying to go into the 4 ball with the cue ball off the 1.
Yeah.
And he just let it go a little.
Shane just got to draw this ball, hit low left, and spin back over there by the side. He's afraid of hitting the 5, I believe.
Yeah. All right, well, now he's got to come across. He may get behind the 5 and go up table with it, because in order to play it in the short corner here, he's going to need a steep angle, then he's got to go around the 10-7 or run into the 10. I kind of like staying up on this side and maybe playing it in the left side pocket. What do you think? 3 rails behind it, play it in the side? Just like that?
I don't know. I think I would just go straight across and maybe just, I'd go straight across into the balls.
Yeah, maybe.
As dumb as it sounds.
Well, I wonder if the 7's in the way for 3 rails around.
I think it is.
Yeah. So he does have to go straight across.
And if he just hits the ball, he's good. If, either way, like this, just like this.
Yeah.
That's what I would do, just like this.
Not if he hits it flush.
That's the only way he can screw that up.
Exactly.
Is hitting it flush.
Yeah.
If he hits either side, he's perfect.
Right.
But that's how I would have shot it myself, go straight across.
Well, let's see.
Does he bank the ball or does he duck?
Well, it's I think obviously he'd like to play across corner and come 3 rails with the cue ball, and maybe the 5 gets behind the 10 or the 7 if he don't make it. But he's got a dead nut safety behind the 10 with the cue ball and the 6 to block the 5.
Yeah, he's ducking. But I don't like that safety. Makes the ball real easy to hit when it's that close to the rail. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
I mean,
sure.
He's liable to make this ball.
Well, if he kicks the long way, he's playing to make it. If he kicks the short way, he's playing safe all the way. I think here maybe you just got to deal with getting as much separation, but I don't blame him for playing this. Give yourself 2 opportunities. I might make it, and I might get lucky.
I kick it hard enough to where if I didn't, the cue ball's coming over,
towards the other pocket.
Right.
Yeah. And it's it's pretty good. It's pretty good off the side. Torsten went over to make sure Shane knew that he was actually playing this ball, because the referee was watching the other table. And this is a shot you have to call because it's not obvious. So he did call it. And if it doesn't hang in front of the side, he'll get away with it. Nope.
Boy, I think it's straight in.
He may have to twist it
a little.
just a little bit, and you got to be real careful because you got an awfully small area to get by that first point to drop this in the side, unless he can get straight at it. If he can get straight at it, he's fine. Now he's looking. Maybe is he looking in the corner?
Maybe going rail first.
No, I think he's playing it down the corner.
I know. Yeah.
Not rail first, ball first.
Can he? That's a tough shot.
I think he can go right at the ball.
Now he missed it.
And now where is this going to stop? You lose. That was a tough shot. I mean,
yeah.
I don't care. I don't care even if your name is Shane Van Boening. That
No,
that was
super
a tough shot.
Yeah.
Probably needed a little bit more outside English on it to offset the gear effect. But when Torsten kicked at the 5-ball, Cotton, he played it as you
Exactly
discussed,
like we said.
with the speed to make it and maybe get separation.
Yep, and have the cue ball come this direction.
You know, I mean,
over
look,
here.
if the cue ball stops an inch shorter, Shane's straight in on the 5 and the side, and he's going to win the rack. So it's really It's really a question of, you know, who's getting the favorable roll at the favorable time.
He hit it at a perfect speed to get that roll, which was good. You know?
Well, Warren Kiamko is 3-2 ahead of Ko Pin Yi, and Torsten here is 4-1 up on Shane. We said we've got coming up for you next here on the TV table will be Dennis Orcuyo and Jungling Chang, and Mike DeShane and Darren Appleton on the outer table. At 3 o'clock, make your reservations. It's going to be the magician, Efren Reyes, against Ko Ping Chung, who is
That's his brother.
Ko Pin Yi's brother, younger brother.
He's played pretty close, those two.
Some people say the younger brother's better now.
No.
Oh man, wait till you see this
That's
guy
sick,
play.
isn't it? How old is he? Like 20?
No, I think he's 18. He played here last year. I think he was. I think he was 17 last year.
Is he the one to run like 7 or 8 racks of 10 ball or something crazy, or was it the
No,
other
that
one?
was Wong Can.
Oh, I can't remember these names. Juan Can. We were laughing. There was this match I was betting on. You know what the guy's name was? He Win.
Oh, there's this Lee He Wen.
Is he here?
No.
Yeah,
No, he didn't get invited.
Who won? He Win. That's like who's on first.
It's actually He Wen, W-E-N, but if you pronounce it like you said, it can sound that way.
Yeah.
Shane didn't even go look at the rack.
He's got. Yeah, he's just.
He's upset. Well, that's a better hit. 1 ball, 2 ball, 3's
5,
makeable.
10's jammed up.
It's hard to tell if there's enough space there. I don't think so. Look, see, he's just getting down and shooting. He didn't even look at the layout, walk around the table.
Yeah,
he's what he's doing, Bobby, and we all have tried this. You're trying to force yourself back into rhythm, if you know what I'm saying. You're trying to just basically not even think about things and just hope that you're going to kick back into that.
He shot that 3
mode.
ball real quick too. He's like 1-stroked it.
Right. Like I said, normally he would take chalk up. He'd walk around the table. He'd plan his play. He didn't look much beyond making the 3. And it's very Unshane-like. But like I said, he's in a very unfamiliar position. He's not playing well. He's up against the #1 ranked player in the world who is playing well.
This is a little tricky here. You know, this can be a tough hit. You know what I mean? It's not a hanger, you know, kicking this ball 3 rails. He should hit it, though, don't you think?
Oh, I think he'll hit it without question. I think what he's trying to decide is where does he want to send it. If he wants to send the cue ball behind the 9-4, he really doesn't want the 3 down there near the 5-10 or maybe open him up. He'd rather it in the middle of the bottom rail. Well, that's maybe going to be all right. Depends on the 9. No,
I
didn't
don't
cover
know.
the
I don't
pocket.
know if the 5 goes. Even if he gets down there, does it go?
Yeah, it's hard to tell from here, and we can't even tell if it banks underneath the 7. But he actually, because of where the 3 is, he can stop there, shoot the 4, and then send the cue ball at the 10.
Yeah. He could actually draw into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Hit the rail.
you got a little less control doing that. I kind of like,
Going forward.
stop here, maybe a ball back at the most. Now 1 rail at the 10. Or I mean, I don't know if I'd want to go behind the 10 and move it out because the cue ball could get really funny. I just use a little speed here and go right at the 10 ball.
Oh, no, this is terrible.
Well, oh, boy. You couldn't shoot that ball in there if you tried to. That's a bad break there. He played the right shot. He obviously put a little bit more English on it, or he hit it a little firmer than he wanted to. And now the 5 is clearly makeable. He's got a little work to do because I don't think the 6 goes in the side by the 8 or past the 9. And he's so close to the 5, he's got to be careful on his stroke.
He's going behind the 6.
I think he's playing for the 6-8 combination myself. You think he can get behind the 6
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. He could. I didn't know if he could get by that 7.
He needs to get an angle here to shoot this.
Yeah, if
Does he
he's
get there, he might just have to roll
if
forward a couple of feet.
If he's straight, he's going to have to take the cut on the 7, and that's what he's looking. Even if he's right near the side pocket, he should be okay.
And the pockets are still playing soft enough where he can just like roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if he hits the rail, the ball's going to go. Just like that. Yeah, he's good. Let's go up and down here, right, Ken? Yep.
Yeah, I don't think you want to try to hold this one. I'd go straight up and down the middle of the table.
12 o'clock English, just
Yep.
Go straight up and down.
Yeah.
Watch him shoot. Watch him roll it in and stop.
No. Look how high he's hitting the cue ball.
Yeah.
He can't. He's not going to baby this.
Just like this. Just like this. Beautiful.
That's a pretty shot. I always like seeing that shot because the cue ball does that little hesitation. It goes forward a little before it straightens itself out. Yeah.
5-1. Oh.
Yeah, if this, if this was winner breaks, Shane can think he's got a realistic chance. He can run 6-7 racks. But
but this
alternate break, and neither guy's breaking well. 5-1. Wow. On the other table, it's 3 apiece between Kopinyi and Warren-Kiemko.
They both played 6 games. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, one time I was in Mississippi. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing around.
A duck walks into a bar.
Yeah. Guy walks by with a monkey sitting on his shoulder. Yep. Every time these events are over, I get so sad. Don't you? I really do.
Well, sure.
You
say goodbye to everybody, and you see everything
the
disappear.
Down. I hate it.
Yeah, and the next day you'd never know this was even here.
I know. I hate it when they start moving stuff out.
All right, let's see how this break works out. He made the second ball on the side the last time. Dry.
He made a ball. Oops.
Yeah, he made the wrong ball. Well, that's a big help to Shane, because if the cue ball stayed right there, at best he was going to have was a lock-up safety.
Does the 4 go by the 9?
No, I don't believe so.
Behind the 9?
No, I don't think so.
Well, if it don't, there's trouble.
Yeah.
That's. Isn't that something when you get behind like that? Every time you get a layout, the balls are
Oh,
like.
yeah. Even the guy scratches and you can't
I
run
know.
out.
You get some. You got to make 2 trick
Right,
shots. I mean, this.
right. And every time he misses, you know,
Yeah, it's
you're
amazing
hooked.
how that works.
It is.
What's really bad when you start dogging it, you look at the table, you're like, it looks like there's 40 balls on the table. Like, you got to go back and forth. You know, it's terrible.
The only thing I could see him thinking about is if the 4's not on the rail, he could play a 4-9 billiard and leaving the 4 right there, you know.
Well, he'd have to get perfect.
Well,
know.
he would, and where
Yeah.
the 3 is, it's going to be tough to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
And where the 3 is, I don't see even a 2-rail path at the 9 ball. Now, the only other thing I would see is you make the 2 and you shoot the 3 and you come around and you go at the 9 with the cue ball. See, he just cleared the pocket, so the 4 will go in the other pocket.
Yeah, but look how much room he's got to.
Yeah, but here's the this is either the Z shot. It's got to be the Z shot because he can't go 3 rails. Well, he's looking. Maybe it's deceiving to us, Cotton. Maybe it does slide by there, but he. I mean, even if it does, he'd have to be real close to it because you've got to get the cue ball out to be able to play the 6.
Yeah, he's trying to get. You see where he pointed.
I still think he might be thinking about a carom.
No, he's off.
Yeah, no, he's playing the carom.
No, he's
No,
6 inches.
You think he was trying to just get on the ball? It must maybe
I think
it
he was
must
going to
go.
play the carom, but he's like 6 inches too far to where he was wanting to go.
Yeah.
He's just going to spin behind these other 2 balls.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to spin behind these balls over here. I'm right, Ken?
Yeah, I would think.
I
Behind the
believe.
6 and 7.
I don't. Did he get there?
Yeah, he did, just barely. But he got him. I like 2 rails here better than 3. I just think if you go 3 rails, you could miss this. He may just twist it and try to make it. No, he's going to jump it.
That.
He's going to jump it. Well, he doesn't have much of the ball to jump over.
Yeah, just like a third of the ball.
I would have been surprised if he got away with that one.
I'd have kicked that ball. I wouldn't have been trying to jump that ball, wouldn't you, Ken?
Yeah, but maybe he felt that he had a better chance to come out good with the jump because he'd get them both moving pretty good, where the kick, I think, had a lot of sellout in it.
Look at this.
Yeah, he's
all over the place.
Well, he's not hardened and focused.
I mean, of course, he's going to make this, but
yeah, but you know, now we're kind of saying when Shane comes to the table, now it's not automatic.
yeah,
There's doubt. I think there's a little self-doubt, and it's so unusual because it's so rare to see this man struggle.
yeah.
All right, 5-2, and he's got a chance to close the gap one more.
Well, he needs to break and get out here. It's a big game here. 5-3 or 6-2. This is huge. Let's see how he breaks them. I bet he cranks them. Well, the trick here is getting on the 3. If he can get to the 3 here, he'll get out here. It's a little tricky though, Ken. What do you think he's going to do here, buddy?
Well, I'd play to get on the 2 where I could get to the center of the table with the cue ball and slice the 3.
Yeah, that's the only out he's got.
I mean, he could play to bank the 3 cross side too and just hold the cue ball right there for a two-way shot. But I think the slice on the 3 gives you a better chance to run out, and he's got the good angle on the 2 to do it now. I mean, right about where the cue ball is now wouldn't be bad either.
Yeah, yeah.
Both long rails here. And right about where it was, maybe come up a little short, but it's still okay. This is the severity of the angle that you want on this shot to go over and back.
Right, go back and forth.
Right. And it doesn't matter which side of the 4 he elects to go to. I think he's going to stay on the 3-ball side of it with a little bit of a right here. It just makes the shot play easier.
He missed it. Oh boy.
No, the table gave him that one. That's the still sliding a
that
little
ball
bit.
Never supposed to go.
Well, he overcut it, and see where the cue ball wound up, like 2 inches further than he wanted to, because he overcut the object ball.
Undercut it.
Oh, he did undercut it. That's right. It grazed the rail.
Yeah, hit the diamond.
That's right.
It hit the diamond.
So actually, the cue ball would have come off that cushion.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he hit it right into the diamond. I'm surprised the ball went.
Real nice touch needed here. Get away from the 6. Okay, that's all right. Now just up to the opposite side of the 6 ball. He's going to play the 6 in the lower left corner, I believe. Just come past the side pocket here, 2 rails maybe. .50-yard line. Well, he's okay now. He actually came plenty far.
Yeah.
Warren still with a 4-3 lead over Coe, and Warren's at the table, but looks like there's a mess of balls him having to deal with over there. In the meantime, Shane's going to get as close as he's been for a bit here at 5-3 if he gets out, and he will. But it will be Torsten's break, and now now the pressure actually goes to Torsten to hold serve right here, because if not, it's essentially an even match.
Right.
If he doesn't hold serve here.
They've been playing for an hour.
Yeah, maybe not even quite, because we did intros and all that, maybe 55 minutes.
Yep.
So no, it's a good pace.
See how Thorsten breaks him. He broke him a little goofy last time. Let's see if he breaks the balls. Oh boy.
3 ball, if anything. Nope. Nope. And Shane with a big opportunity here. That 2 ball is hanging in the upper right. It was hard to see at first, but he's probably got to play the 7 ball.
Yeah. Looks like it's sitting neat.
Yeah, it's just the angle on the 1, because the 1's going to probably hit the 7 and bounce out a little bit. And where's the cue ball going? Has he got to stop the cue ball and still control
the
the
1 ball
1?
might stay pretty close to the
Well,
rail.
draw on the cue ball will make the 1 go forward.
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nothing looks like it's any trouble. Even the 8 to the 9 doesn't look like it's difficult because they connect. They're close. So this is just keep the cue ball on the proper side of the object ball throughout the rack. All right, this is really the only thing that he could maybe get out of line for the next ball, but he's got the whole table to go
Yeah,
on.
he got like 4 feet to get in.
Right. Like about 3 feet off the rail here.
Yeah. Perfect.
Right. Yeah, this should be pretty routine.
Well, ain't much to say here. Hit this ball with a little bit of top right and spin down there and get a little bit of an angle on the 8. Perfect. He'll shoot the 9 up in the corner. Well, we got a match now, Ken, 5-4.
Yep. That was a big turnover there, that past rack, and now Shane has an opportunity to tie it up. The only thing now that Shane's got to kind of be cognizant of, and there's not a thing he can do about it, is Torsten won the lag. So even if he gets it to 8-8, it's going to be Torsten breaking on the hill. And the other match is Ko Pinyi 4, Warren Kiamko 4. Pinyi just broke.
4-piece, huh? 4-4 over there?
Yeah, and it looks like he broke as dry as the damn desert that we're sitting in. It's only going to be $110 here in the next couple of days, Bobby, so...
I know, it's been so hot.
I never leave the hotel. I walk in the hotel. I don't walk out till 12 days go by, you know. The 2 was going right in the corner, but at least he dropped 1. And look at the shot on the 1 ball.
That's a 210 hanging. Look at this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, slide the bead over. Don't baby it. Watch the skid. Just good little center left. There you go. Rack them up. 5 apiece. What are you upset? I'd shoot this.
What is he looking at?
I think he just wants to make sure the cue ball don't go near the side pocket. Okay, rack them up. 5 apiece.
He act like he was mad he had to shoot the combination.
He's just got he's got a, you know, he's got a sour look on his face. He's had it since the second rack because things just haven't come to him as easily and naturally as he's used to. But if you look at the guy's career, that's what he's used to because that's what happens 95% of the time.
Exactly. Yeah.
But he's in, you know, he's certainly an elite player. He's top 5 in the world, top 1 in the country. But he's in with 15 other players that can pretty much almost make the same claim for their own nation.
Yeah.
And all of them are highly ranked on the WPA points list. Like I was saying earlier, we've got all the top BCA points list players playing right now. Shane being number 1. Mike DeShane's ranked 3rd on the BCA points list.
Really?
Yeah. And he's up next.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, you cannot do that, Toasty. You can't do that. Man, from 5-2 ahead, he's going to find himself.
I think he was ahead 5-1.
No, it was 4-1, 4-1,
Right.
4-2, 5-2.
Well, at least he got a couple of balls jammed up.
It might
here.
have been 5-1. You're right.
I think it was 5-1.
I don't recall.
It was 5-1. I'm sure.
Well, the only advantage here, Cotton, is he can make a 4-5 carom, 5 on the side, and the 3 lays good to get over there to do that. Yeah, it's the 7 ball that's giving him the concern.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think it goes anywhere.
But if he goes to run into it now, he's got to make sure he doesn't tie it up with the 8 or get it near the 3. And I wouldn't want to play the 2 into the 5 because I would want, well, I know what he's doing. 2 into the 5 and then the 2 into the 4. So he's got to control the 2 ball here. The 2 is going to act like a cue ball here if he was playing, you know, the 5 to move the 4. Oh my God, I'm surprised at that. But evidently there's a lot of room between the 4 and the point, more than we were able to tell.
Yeah, look, you can't. It looks like it's right on the point from here.
Right, we couldn't tell because the 5 ball kind of distorted our look. So in that case, I liked what he did. Unfortunately, he didn't control the 5 ball, and now the 3 doesn't pass.
Yeah, he's in caused a little bit of a.
Okay. I believe he's called the 5 ball.
It's a little tricky here because if he makes a 5, the 3's coming over here toward the middle of the short rail, right?
Well, I think if he just plays a kind of a slow speed billiard, the 3 won't
might,
go much past halfway across the table.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't easy.
And I mean, I guess he could be playing the combination, but it just looks like that's harder than the billiard.
Oh, he's playing the combination.
You think, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
No?
No, he's not.
See, I knew he could control the 3 ball better that way.
Yeah.
If he plays the combination, the 3's going this way,
That's
and,
what I was thinking.
and the
That's
cue
right.
ball's going with it.
Yeah. Now, what's he going to do with the 7? The 7 doesn't go anywhere, does it?
It may go in the side past the 8 because he looked at it early in the rack, and I don't know if he'd have left it there this long if it didn't go. I think it goes in the side. I just think it's tight.
I don't know what he was doing there. Is he going to duck here? I don't know if the ball goes.
Well, it doesn't go in the corner.
No.
I still think he's playing it in the side.
Yeah. Well, he's just going to cut this down the rail and go straight across. It's not a hanger. Missed it.
Wow. Wow. After doing all the hard work and getting himself into the match where he could actually take the lead and put the pressure way right
This
back
shot
on
here is
Torsten.
no hanger.
No, it's not. But if I'm Torsten, I'm doing
Oh,
jumping jacks.
oh,
I'm so
yeah.
happy to be out of my chair.
You know, you got to be these kind of shots tend to skid. He's got to hit this ball real smooth with a little touch of outside.
Little outside, right.
Touch of outside, like about 1 o'clock. And just go straight across and just make
I
sure.
might hit this with the speed to you obviously hit both long rails.
I think so too.
And even
medium,
if you even
like medium
yeah,
slow. Yeah, you can't just.
No, but at that speed now, you've got to hit it in clean too. No good. Oh, it did take it.
Telling you,
he hit it rough. He hit it
those,
real rough.
If these pockets tighten up, these guys are going to be in for. It's going to be a rude awakening because them balls do not go on when the pockets are.
Agreed.
You know, I mean that ball he hit 2 inches in front of the hole. But he hit it at a nice speed, but still, you know. Look at this. He kind of jerked a little bit on that last shot. Pool's tough, ain't it? I'm telling you, I don't care, man. Just there's so many little shots that come up to where you just like you got to just you know, it's tough. Well, that was a huge game there. These games here at the end is getting big now, and that was now Thorsten's breaking. Change break. 6-5.
That was a better break. It's his best break so far. That's what we're used to seeing. Nothing's gagged up. Really, the key. This is the key shot right here. 1 to the 2.
All you do is shoot and stop. You know, shoot and stop.
I don't think he can stop because of the
Roll
7
like
ball,
a half
the
inch.
6 ball.
Yeah.
Either that or he's got to pull it back a foot.
I believe he'll go forward like a half inch. Well, that's what I think, but
Whatever he feels is better,
yeah.
easier to control.
Yeah.
Either shot on the 2 takes him right to the 3,
Yeah.
the 3 to the 4 is going to lay good as long as he's not straight in on it. If he goes forward, then he's got to take the thin cut on the 2 and put a little bit of inside on it. But he can guarantee he's going to see the 2.
Yeah.
If he tries to play the draw shot, then some of the other colors get into the game
he's drawing
here.
it. He's coming back.
He may go into the rail and out. Watch the 7 ball. You know, if I knew he had that angle, I thought he might have just drawn it a foot and gone right between the 10 and the 6.
I can't. Where was he trying to get there?
I think he was trying to get low on the right on the foot rail, so he could cut the 2 and slide up. Now he's got to play it rail first, and he's going to.
What's he doing with his finger?
That's his system to measure where he's going to hit on the cushion. It's like the mirror system in a way, but he's got his own little way to do that.
Can you put a piece of chalk where you want to hit?
You can if you want to give up the table. If you want to give up the
I
cue
do it
ball
one
in
pocket.
hand.
I'll pretend I'm not doing it. You know, and I'll chalk up, and I'll just like nonchalantly put it down to where I want the cue ball to go.
Listen, you ain't fooling anybody with that move. That
You'd be
move's like
surprised.
300 years old. Well, then you're playing some really.
Well, I'm playing chumps. What do you want?
Well, that's true. I should have remembered because you don't play no good players, right? You don't play anybody that knows what you know.
That's right. This is a hanger. He'll make this ball.
I think he'll make it. Absolutely. Yeah. He may have to run into the 3, but I don't think he'll make it. Good shot again. Like I was saying yesterday, I think he's the best rail first player by far. That I've seen ever since Efren in his prime. No one could touch him, but I think Shane's now at the head of that class. Now this you can't overamp or it'll rattle. Nice stroke, nice smooth, clean follow through there, stayed down through the shot. He's starting to just maybe regain a little bit of confidence. This rack will go a long way to doing that. It's still going to be in race to 2 with Torsten breaking. The other match is 5 apiece, by the way. And Penny Ko is about to break in rack 11 over there, 5 apiece, him and Warren. I don't think you're going to see any of these matches go like 9-1, 9-2, especially with the alternate break format.
Never mind. I was going to say something. Forget it. Six apiece. We got a race to 3 coming. Six apiece. I made a list about a couple months ago, just the heck of it, to jar my memory of all the people I played throughout my life.
Did you really?
You would not believe the people I've played. All of them, even on bar tables and big tables. You wouldn't believe. I'm telling you, if I had like 40 guys. All those guys, you wouldn't believe.
You know, you ought to write a book.
I've thought about that.
Or
Confessions
2.
of a Pool Hustler.
Yeah, that'd be
Thank
good.
you.
How about Cottontails? Well, that sounds pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of that, and I will give you a little something here because you got it coming. I really enjoyed seeing you on the TV show. Not the one at Best where you threw the ball over one. The other one, the American Hustler or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was on like 2-3 months ago.
Yeah.
And I happened to catch that too. And now I'm starting to realize just what a big damn star you are.
Oh, listen, I was.
You got an agent?
Stop. I had a few heroes when I was a kid growing up. I'm telling you, Matt. I tell you, who's played some of the best pool I've ever seen in my life was Wade Crane.
Sure.
Good guy.
Yeah. The original big breaker. Boom, boom.
He was such a good guy. I was so sad when he died.
It sure was.
I knew him real. I played him 4 or 5 times. He ran 16 racks on me on bar table.
The 310. Yeah, I like one rail, and go ahead and might as well call it in the side.
Yeah.
Just got to be careful you don't hit it funny and scratch up here in the corner. But hitting it that way, if you don't make the ball, chances of leaving Shane a look at the one ball are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But you really
the 2 don't go. The 2's jammed up.
Right.
So at least.
But that's why he'd like to move the 1 up this side of the table, so Shane has a tougher ability to use the 1 to open the 2-4. See, now that's the 2 rail shot. I sort of like that only because it definitely sends the 1 this way.
How's he gonna hit this ball 2 rails? How?
Into the short rail.
To the right?
Shoot into the short rail.
Like over here? No, he's.
No, we're kind of
this
behind.
way.
Shoot behind the 2 ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to lengthen out off the second rail. You're going to have to judge
pretty
for
tough
that.
Hit,
but
it's pretty tough hit.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough either way.
Either
but
way.
at least
he's got to draw this ball inside to because the three's in the way.
Straighten it out.
Yeah.
He didn't even. I don't think he called it either. But it won't matter if it goes in. It's just going to be an option. He tried to hit it off the second rail. He couldn't hit it straight on. And now Shane with the one ball
What's he
signal.
going to do
There it
with
is.
the two here, Ken? What do you think?
I think you got to go 2 rails from behind
Behind.
and graze the 2, moving the 4 away, letting the cue ball slide a little bit. I don't think he can go directly into it because of the 7 ball. Maybe he can. But you want to hit the 2 on the left-hand side of the 2 ball just lightly enough to get separation.
Right.
And then the cue ball goes less than a foot away from the deuce.
Right.
And if you hit the 2 properly, it'll either stay there or it'll go to the rail. I kind of like this better. If the 7 wasn't there, I'd play it the other way.
Yeah, the way you said. Yeah. It'd be curious to see what happens here. Where are you from again?
I live in Sacramento, but I'm originally from Boston.
Okay.
I was born and raised in the East Coast, went to school there, and then
Do you ever know Boston Joey?
No, I knew Shorty, though.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I think you had no Joey. Joe Kiley, one of the best bar table players in the country.
I see. I didn't play bar pool. I never saw bar
this
table.
This guy played good on big tables, too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I
Look at this
didn't know.
shot. What do you think he's...
I don't know what he's thinking about. Obviously, this way, he's thinking about trying to draw right into the 2 ball so he can hit the 2 where he wants to hit the 2.
On the side, yeah.
Yeah. Playing the 1 in the side and going 2 rails, you're going to hit the 2 where you want to, but you're coming at it from the wrong direction.
Right. No telling where it's going to end up. The whole...
And he figures if he misses the 2 going in, he can get it coming out off the short rail. He just wanted to just barely tap it. That's worth some applause right there. That's the shot of the match right there. What an incredible touch that it took.
That was a hell of a shot.
It's one thing to place the cue ball where you think it's supposed to be for that shot, and so your placement has to be right, but you've got to hit the cue ball. It's so pure on that shot with that speed.
Yeah, that was really a nice shot.
Yeah, he deserves a reward for that. He definitely does. Watch the 4 here. Okay. See, this is when he excels, when he starts doing these kind of things and he nudge a ball here and move it there. And of course, he's playing the master of that, who's the 3-time world straight pool champion. But in rotation games, Shane certainly gets an awful lot out of his ability to do these kind of things. On the other table, it's still 5-5. Warren's at the table.
Well, he's trying to figure out what to do here, Ken, where he's going to play the 7 at. Is he just going to use low spin and try to shoot the 6 in the far left corner?
I think he might just go past the 9
Past
ball.
the 9, shoot the other.
Shoot the 7 in the other pocket because the cue ball laid natural to do that. And the 8's right, and the 8 has 6 pockets.
Yeah.
You wanna play the cue ball where it kind of wants to go.
Nice and smooth. Well, for the first time in the match, we have a new leader.
Yep.
Shane's taking a game lead here.
A stunning turnaround from 5-1 or 5-2.
I mean, what happened? Wonder what.
Match. You know, we're at 13 games here, and they're at 11 on the other table. But the other tables had a couple of racks that have required a lot of safety play. And again, we did start probably 6 to 8 minutes after the hour. Usually, the first day we're still working a few of the bugs out on the production side of things, and I think we'll be good to go here now for the future. A little reprieve for Toasty here. Shane has nothing to shoot at.
Look how the balls are sitting. If he had had a shot on
Sure.
the one.
Going to push it 3 inches.
I wouldn't take this if he's got a kick at this ball. I'm not shooting this. Would you? Would you kick at this? I'm not kicking this ball. Forget it.
I'd have to take a look. I mean, from sitting over here, I wouldn't take it, but you know,
There's too
sitting
many
over
things can go wrong here.
Yeah, but you know, then you give it back, and the guy does, you know, back kicks it, beautiful, safe, and you say, well, I could have done that, but this is.
I
this
like
is
letting
tough.
him shoot it, and then if he leaves you tough, play a safe
Okay.
kind of. A lot of balls get behind down here if the one ball goes down the table, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? I don't know.
Well, while we're talking about that, let me give you some food for future conversation throughout the day or so. How would you feel if they took the push out of the game? You don't have to answer me now. Just
I have to think about it.
Think about it a little bit. I've talked to a lot of people that think the push out really doesn't, you know, we know why it was put in there so you don't get a bad roll on the break and all of that, but it does tend to sometimes slow games down, and usually the guy that pushes never gets the best of it. So it just, you know, I'm just wondering how modern day 9-ball
I'll give you my
would
opinion in
be.
2 seconds.
Okay.
I have an answer already.
Okay.
He passed that shot, which I think was the correct thing to do, actually. I'm old school. I think they should play push out,
Yeah, roll out 9-ball like we all.
But you know, there's two
started.
types. There's two ways to play it. There's an East Coast 2-shot and a West Coast. On the East Coast, they played any 2 fouls, and on the West Coast, they played 2 fouls by the same player. And the any 2 fouls was way more skillful. Reason being, the guy playing any 2 fouls, he pushes out for a real thin cut, like a spin shot. If you're playing 2 fouls by the same player, you, the incoming player, can take that shot and try to spin it in. And if you miss it, they can make you shoot again.
Yeah.
Playing any 2 fouls, you can't take that shot because if you miss it,
It's ball in hand
ball
for
in
him.
hand for the first guy.
Right,
So
right.
the any 2 was way more skillful.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the best in the world that named 2 fouls at one time was that New York Richie Ambrose.
Richie Ambrose, sure.
It's taken away, in my opinion, it's taken away a lot of the skill out of
skill,
the game playing
right.
this one foul.
Well, sure it has, and you know, I mean,
You get a tough shot, you duck. You get a tough shot, you duck.
We can make the same argument for jump cues.
Oh, I agree with that 100%.
Me too. I'm not a jump cue
No,
advocate.
I don't think.
Never
I think
have been. You know, I learned to masse and kick and all of that stuff, but
yeah,
you
I don't
know,
like
it is
the
what
jump cue.
it is what it is, and that argument's going to go on for another 100 years. But I just think it would be interesting to see the modern day players play at least one tournament of old school 9-ball rules, as we've been talking, and also And he, you know, if I scratch or foul and the lowest ball's behind the line, it goes to the spot.
Playing
Brings the
push
spot
out.
shot. Brings the spot shot back
Push
into the
out,
game.
back in. If you broke the balls, you made 2 balls in a break, they spotted up.
Yep.
All balls spotted back there.
That's right. Right. And if you couldn't make spot shots, you couldn't beat anybody.
Look at this shot. This is amazing. He's got
Is he called the one or
straight
the,
in the
the
corner.
one or the 6?
The 1. If he makes this will be the shot of the match, is all I can tell you. I don't know why he. Look at this roll.
Yeah. Well, he had
That was tough.
he kind of had a roll coming, I think.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think his thought process there was, you know what, I've got no real good safety here,
Yeah,
and I can't win playing safe.
Couldn't he cut it in the side, though, I thought?
Yeah, but then he had no
Cue
idea
balls.
where the cue ball's going. Yeah.
I don't think Shane can hit this ball, can he? It's real
Yeah,
thin.
he can get some paint. He may be actually trying to cut it in off the 10 ball
I think it's what he's doing.
because it won't go by the 7.
No.
And if he's pointed towards the pocket, I think he's going to try to hit as much of it as he can, hope it goes off the 10, and he's going to try to get the cue ball as far away from it as he can. Maybe 3 rails if he misses the 2.
Didn't get there, did he?
Oh, I think he's got him hooked. I think the 10's got him if the 2 doesn't have him. There we go. Thank you for the camera shot, guys.
Yeah, the 10.
Might be able to hit it, but he can't make it.
I think he can hit the outside of the ball, but then if he tries to play safe, it's like a collision type deal. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he can bank it on the long rail to the 1 and then hide behind the 6 and 10, but that's tricky. If he can even hit it.
I don't think he can. I don't know if he can get behind the 10. I think the 2's got him blocked from getting behind the 10.
He's kicking.
And he didn't call it, so he's not kicking to
I
try to
think
make
he's
it.
gonna look just like this, just like that.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. He did all he could with it. Got the most out of it.
Inside and avoid the kiss.
He got the most
That's
out
a
of
nice
it that
shot.
he could.
Nice shot.
He's looking 2 rails, right?
Mm-hmm.
One up by the corner and cue ball behind the 10, and maybe over here under even the 2-9.
How you like playing Buddy Hall, push out, and he pushes out from the long rail banks 9 feet away, and you pass, and he rifles it in on you. You'd be,
Right.
you know, it's a different day.
Sure. He didn't hit it the way he wanted to, but he sort of got away with it.
I don't know how he's going to duck here. You know, he might try to, if he can hit the ball pretty full, go in down there behind the 5. And put the 1 over here by the rail.
I don't know if he can get behind the 5-1 rail. He may have to
rails.
go 2.
Yeah, 2 rails
right.
I was talking about. And then maybe put the 1 over here.
Yeah.
Hard to see from this angle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just really can't tell. But I'd bank the 1 over there, maybe
Well,
try to go like
the
this.
simplest shot is just to bank the 1 across the table and roll up behind the 7 ball. I mean, that's just the easiest thing to control. You'll probably leave the guy a ball that he can hit without a lot of difficulty.
Well, you know what's good? He's got the 6, and he's also got the 4, and you know, if something kind of went haywire, huh?
Right, right.
You can tell when you're right down at the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
even looking at
we're
count.
30 feet away and 6-7 feet elevated, and
It's
it's
just-
very difficult to tell on stuff like this.
Because a hair either side makes a difference. You know, just
Sure.
a millimeter either way
Absolutely.
makes, you know, it just changes the whole shot around. I think he's going to bank. I don't know.
He may be 2 railing it behind the 10 ball.
This is what I would do, just like that.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Look at that. That's as good
Yep.
as he could do.
I think that was the right shot.
Yeah.
You know, trying to go down there and put the
Right.
one down here. That was it.
Yeah.
He hit it good.
Shane can hit the one ball. He's just deciding whether he wants to hit it straight on or rail first.
He called something somewhere.
No, he didn't. Did he?
I think he pointed at something.
Oh.
He pointed at something. I don't know what he was pointing at. Let's see how this
Let's see
turns
how
out.
they're rolling. Well, they're still rolling good for the kid right here.
That's why I like pushing. See, from here, you could push down here and, you know.
He might have to graze the 1 and go behind the 5.
Yeah.
1 rail, maybe even 2. Just nestle them right up next to the 5 ball.
Like
it's going
that.
to be a hard ball to hit. See, if he got it closer to the 5, Shane couldn't play this, you know, like a 1 rail masse. But even if he does that, he's not going to get much separation.
Right. If he can't go, can he go behind the 5 here?
No, I don't think so. If he can, it's again deceiving. He may just tie him up.
I don't like that shot if that's what he's doing. I don't like this shot. Do you?
Well,
what else you going to do, I guess, but.
You know, that it's probably a question of that was the lesser of the evils.
Yeah.
Anything else he does, he might sell out the rack. This way, at least Torsten's got to make a shot to have a chance to run out. And I don't think he's going to take this combination on. If the 1 goes by the 5,
he's got him in jail.
Then he's going to have a chance to get him on 2.
Yeah, he'll put him in jail.
Yeah.
And he just got to just go against the rail of the cue ball into the 5. Nestle up on the 5 with the cue ball.
Right, that takes half the table away from
Shane.
Shane.
He'll have to kick down here somewhere.
Or he'd have to do one of those magic strokes.
Yeah.
You know, jack up and bend it in the wrong direction.
This is a lot more difficult. This would be easier to hit than the other way. Maybe he couldn't get behind the ball.
Well,
that ain't no good.
Well, he should certainly be able to hit this.
Yeah.
But once again, that just goes to the credibility of what Shane did, the way he tied those balls up. He probably knew that he would have a much easier shot to hit a 1 ball than trying to do something else. Update on the outer table: Warren Kiamko 7, Copigny 5. Warren at the table on the 1 ball. We do have a camera on the other table. It's just one fixed overhead camera. But if this match ends before that match does, and we're not back underway over here, I believe Justin will switch. So we'll get coverage of that table. There won't be any commentary, but you'll certainly be able to see what's going on. Meantime, we'll keep you posted as we have been.
Curious what's going to happen here if he hits this ball, if he gets safe. No, he left him straight in. Not straight in, but like perfect.
Well, Torsten got rewarded for his good safety play. I mean, both guys have done all they could do so far in this rack. They've gotten the max out of every position that they've been in. They've made the correct judgments as to which way to go. And it was just who was going to beat who to the shot.
Does the 4 go on the side here? Apparently it does.
I think so. And if he does, it's just a stop shot, maybe forward a revolution so he can float down. If not, he can always draw it back to where it is, but I think he just floats it forward here. He hit the cue ball with his warm-up stroke.
Good Lord. Can you
This is the #1 player in the world did that.
Who could ever do?
He hit the cue ball on his
And
warm-up
just put
stroke.
Shane on the hill. Can you believe? Are we seeing what we're seeing here? Can you believe this?
This is unbelievable.
Can you believe this? Can you believe this? Oh my!
Well,
goodness.
what's going to happen next?
It cost him the match. It's probably cost him the match. It's going to be 7-7 now. Shane's on the hill.
No, it's going to be 8-6 and
I
Shane's
mean,
on the
yeah,
hill.
that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you even believe what he did? Oh
And
my goodness.
And Torsten had the upper hand too, because
Can
it's
you
his break in the next rack.
Can you believe this?
You know, that might have just been a question, and again, I'm really going out on a speculation here, Cotton. But you know, for a pro player to do that, it means your mind is somewhere else. And what I think, as you were saying, does the 4 go in the side? We thought it did. It looked like when he was down on the shot the first time, he almost wasn't sure. Do I want to play it in the side or do I want to go draw it back, play it in the corner? And I got the sense that maybe he hadn't had his mind fully made up while he was taking his warm-up stroke, and that's why he touched the cue ball. I mean,
but listen, even taking your warm-up stroke, how are you going to hit the cue ball? I mean, you don't.
well,
stroke
a lot of players get real close on their warm-up strokes. I mean, you're not. You probably shouldn't, but players do. I mean, I'm pretty close to the cue ball on my warm-up strokes.
Have you ever? I mean,
yeah, I've done it.
I guess everybody's done it, but I mean,
I've done it. I mean, I don't remember that I've done it. Done it, you know.
In a big tournament when you're getting ready to get on the hill.
I've done it practicing a lot.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. I mean, that's.
But
like
I mean, to see, you know, that's as unusual as the time at Derby a few years ago when Alex had cue ball in hand and fouled because he was placing the cue ball with his stick and he lost control of it and he drove it into 3 other balls. That was when he was playing Shane for the 20,000 there.
Well, this is a first. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Good Lord. Shane's on the hill. Torsten better make a ball on the break. He did. He made the 6. Where's the cue ball going? Where's the cue ball going? All right. Well, he's got a 9-footer.
He got a little tester here. This ain't no hanger.
No, the fortunate part is the angle is natural to the 3 ball.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he bumps into the 8, he'd be all right. The 4's hanging. The 5's right in front of the side. Basically, if he can make this ball and have a good look at the 3, he's got a great opportunity to stay in live.
I cannot believe that he did that with the ball.
I can't either.
Jeez.
Guess who can't believe it more than you or me?
Shane.
No, Torsten.
Both of them. I know.
That was a nice shot right there.
Yes,
under
perfect
pressure, good speed. Again, now there's a lot of room between the 4 and the 9. So you know, here you got 2 ways to go. Put the cue ball on the bottom rail, so you can clip the 4 and just come one rail out to the center.
That's what I like.
And that's what I like doing. Whenever a ball's in the pocket like that, I like being on the rail or darn close to it. It just gives you got 15 places on that 4 ball you can hit and still get where you need to be. And he doesn't want to move the 6 when he plays the 5 because it looks like it goes by the 9 or back or in the side if he wants to do that.
It goes by the 9 just softly.
Yeah, and with the 8 on the spot, so to speak, even straight in on the 6 is good.
I don't like.
Boy, you hate to see a match be affected at such a crucial time with an error like that.
I don't like. He got a little off here on the shot.
Yeah, but I mean.
He's all right.
Now you just don't want to be straight in on the 9 ball. You got to have an angle on the 9. You got to pull this cue ball back a good 1.5 feet.
Yeah.
Because if he stops it right there, he's too straight. I draw it. Maybe he can draw it into the rail too. I don't think he's dead at it and to the side. So draw it into the cushion or just back like that right now.
Yeah, he had to get that angle.
Yeah. Now, just come into the long cushion here, somewhere around the 2nd diamond.
Perfect.
Well, Shane's going to break for the match.
Well,
Don's watching the shot on the other table, so I got to get him to come over here.
I'm still shocked at what he did.
He's coming. Yeah.
He's a good dude. Boy, those guys, I tell you, those German guys, him and Ralph are two of the nicest. We talked about that yesterday.
Yep.
Not probably two of the classiest pool players in the country. You know what I mean? Such
Yeah.
nice guys. Come over here and smile. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you who you can add in that equation. We don't see him as much anymore as we used to, but it's Oliver Ortman.
Yeah.
Who was basically kind of Ralph's hero,
It's
you
just
know.
such a pleasure to see people act like that,
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
Thorsten come over, he smiles real big and just, you know, and I know some American players have been thrown the cue across the room. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, how can you not love these guys? I mean,
it's hard not to root for someone like
it
that.
is. I
you
mean,
know?
they're just such gentlemen.
Because
I mean,
well, you know, this is the type of people that we want representing our sport.
oh yeah.
And this is the kind of message we want to send to the pool playing public, to the players and people that are maybe just now getting exposed to the game, and
Copy these guys.
do a lot of
and like with the women, copy
right.
Allison Fisher. She's like one of the greatest ever for the sport, in my opinion.
no question
You
about
know,
it.
just
A true ambassador,
And never
courtesy,
everything,
polite,
everything.
respect.
Yes.
Respect for the game, respect for your opponents, respect for the audience.
Exactly.
And that is essentially, Cotton, the criteria that was factored heavily into who 16 of these
I
people
know.
were
I
invited.
don't
There's 50 more guys out there, maybe not 50, but there's a lot of other guys out there with this level of pool playing ability.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have the package,
Right.
which is the more important side of things. 2 ball? Yep. And look at the 1. Yep. 3 in the side. Yep. 4 doesn't pass the 5. So that's going to be the work. He may have to wind up trying to get the 3 in the corner so he can play the 4 in the side.
Yeah.
But once he makes the 4 ball, I think it's lights out.
A little shout out, I think it's to Kelly Fisher. I heard she was having heart
She's
surgery.
having open heart surgery, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
man, bless her heart. You know, hope she makes it all
Well,
right with that whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Warren Kiamko is on the hill against Ko Pin Yi, 8-5. Just as Shane's on the hill here, 8-7. And this is the key to this rack.
If he got straight in, he's gonna
Yeah.
have a little bit of a problem.
Well, even if he's not straight in, if he's got the cut to his right, then
Right.
the cue ball's going at the 8.
Right. It's
He
a little
can't
tricky
he
here.
can't snap it between the 8 and the 6.
You know what he can do here?
You shoot it in the corner and
And
you
just
come
play the
across
4
the
in the same
table and you
pocket.
play the 4 in the same pocket,
Right.
Robert. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Was what I believe he's going to do. I hate to see Thorsten lose like this. You know what I mean? On that
Well,
shot.
you know, I mean, we sure don't know that it still would have come out that way, but we.
But to lose like that, I mean,
you know, that's 2 games right there. It's the
yeah.
one he should have won, and it turned out to be one that he lost, and then the guy gets up and breaks for the match.
Yeah. You just hate to see a guy lose like that. Look at this. He shot it.
He's come up short. He came up short. He wanted to get another 6 inches. Now, making the ball isn't that tough, but it's holding the cue ball down there. I don't know if he can.
If he was over like a quarter of an inch, he could
that's
twist
right.
it in, but it's like he's on the 50-yard
You know what?
line.
He may have to go between the 5 and the cushion. You think he can snatch it?
He's going to go straight across
Straight
the table.
across near the spot. Kill draw. Oh, how good did he hit that ball? Yeah, I'll clap for that, too. That was a great shot. I think he solved it. I think he has solved it.
It's a pretty.
Taking a little extra time here. All right, Warren Kiamko has defeated Ko Pin Yi by the score of 9-5. And next up on that outer table will be Mike DeShane and Dynamite Darren.
All over now.
Yep. I mean, Shane had 1 foot in the grave and they were throwing dirt on him.
Who's playing here on this table here next? On the TV table?
Dennis and Jungling Chang. Hard to believe, but Torsten has wound up snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
I just can't believe that what he did.
I'm sure you're not the only one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's about 5 or 6 minutes to post time, but we're going to let our players get here and at least let them hit a rack or so. So we may be just a few minutes delayed, but it won't be long, so stand by.
Is that door open to the restroom?
No.
Trying to tell me you wanted these?
Yeah, just because you were there.
Right?